course, this is a game we're going to start playing on easy difficulty. This is like many other runs. So let's begin. 3, 2, 1, go. Well, there might be some people who haven't seen this game before, so let's start from the beginning. This is a first-person hybrid shooter. It's the first game that introduces like the lightsaber combat and force mechanics that you see in the rest of the series. So for that reason, the country we're playing right now is Katan, which is, and the story of this game is pretty much how this guy becomes a Jedi. And for that reason, for the first levels, we won't be using our force powers because we are just a mercenary. But once we get to level 4, we can start using force powers and our lightsaber. But for now, we have to just rely on traditional FPS mechanics. So the first thing I'm doing right now is running diagonally. I'm holding W and A at this moment, which is pretty common in any speedrun of a shooter. It's actually way more faster than running straight ahead.
What's happening?
Yeah, as I said, you can swap between third person and first person. I will be using more third person because it's easier to move around like this, whereas in first is easier to shoot enemies down. Alright, so for the first level is quite longer than the rest of the levels in the game, mostly because we had to do a little bit of deroute, since we'll be grinding some secret areas, or unlocking some secret areas in the level. So the idea is that every time in this game, if you unlock all the secret areas in a single level, you unlock force points that allows you to unlock force powers later in the game. And at least for the first level, we want to unlock all the secrets, or find all the secret areas in order to get one force point. But this is like the only level where we actually do that. After we're done with this level, we're gonna just start skipping, doing some skips. Alright, so I got a force point there. That's gonna be useful later on the run. Okay, so this is level 2, and this is the level where we start doing some skips because we have thermal detonators. And as I said, we're gonna rely on traditional FPS mechanics for this part. Just like any other game, explosive busting is like very important in this game. We are gonna see a few of those in this run. For this one in particular, we're gonna see a few detonator jumps with the thermal detonators, which they work here as grenades. And for that, I need some shields. I think I'm finding shields. Should be fine. Okay. So the first jump we have to do is right over here, and this is the way it works in this game. There you go. So the idea is that you throw 2 thermal detonators to the floor, and then you throw a third one, and then you had to do a little bit of timing, so the 3 thermal detonators detonate at the same time, and you get a great boost from that. It's quite tricky because you have to actually know the timing right, and there is like no reference whatsoever. You have to pretty much guess when it's the right time. This part is kind of tricky. I don't want to lose my shields because there's another one coming up next, and it's probably one of the hardest tricks in the run. And I also need some shields, so let's see how it goes. And it's pretty much the same. got the boost with bad positioning. There you go. That's way better. And yeah, that's very tricky jump. The idea here is that you had to wait for this big box to come all the way down in order to get to the same place that I just got there with the detonators. You get the first try, you save it around 20 seconds. Give it or take. So now after we are done with that, we had to go around the map and finish the level. The only important thing we had to do right now is that we need to collect more thermal detonators because we will be doing more escapes in the upcoming levels. So I had to wait for this elevator, so in the meantime I'm gonna go here and grab all the grenades, more grenades. I need 6, I had just 6, okay, that's good. I will be using for the next level. Unfortunately, you cannot skip all this section, you have to like wait it out, sadly. Because the elevators are in a certain cycle. Right, that's the end of the level. Alright, so level 3 is a level super short. There's 2 shortcuts you can do. The first one is right over here. This jump in particular skips having to find a key, and now we're gonna just pretty much skip like the main objective. It's like a puzzle you had to complete in order to raise the water level. You had to do that. So you can do a detonator jump just like that one over there.
This has got. This has got to be bad. My father's workshop. Ouija has got to be in here. The irrigation seat was my way we can do.
So now we are. This is the part when you become a Jedi, and the force point that I got in the first level, I use it there to unlock force speed. Because as you saw there, force speed allows you to go like very, very fast. Am I picking up a lot of background noise? Yeah, that might be probably the reason. Yeah. Should be fine though, at least when I tested minutes ago. But anyway, you use force speed now, you can actually go way faster. I'm not gonna use it a lot here because my force, which is like my mana in this game, is like very low. I need to use it here because I need to jump over this little gap instead of going around all this whole area. And now it's another jump we had to do here. This is enemies that blocking my path. That's a very tricky jump. It's very important. It saves like 30 seconds. And it's only possible when you have like force speed. So it makes grabbing the secrets in the first level completely worth it. Alright, so yeah. So we are now heading towards the end of the level. It's very important I need to be super low in health because there's an intended death coming up next. So we're gonna have a little trick over here. Health. I'm gonna kill myself and the grenades are gonna push my body through the door. The thing about this game is that you can trigger the end level even when you are dead. The only thing that the game recognizes is the body. So you can actually do that, trigger the level even when you're dead. One of the main features in this run. We're gonna see a better example later. So this level is super short. It's a shortcut you can do here. With these detonators. And that's like pretty much it.
Is that a probe droid I hear?
Okay. Now this level is quite interesting. It's probably the level they actually introduced as a new mechanic, which is rocket jumping, because here's when we grab the rocket jump. Or the rocket launcher, I mean. And of course, since this engine allows for explosive boosting, you can actually rocket jump in this game. And later on, we are going to combine it with force powers. You're going to see exactly how. I'm not going to go for it. Here's a shortcut you can do here. It's quite tricky. You have to jump right on the ledge, so you can get over the top here. And here's another one that we're gonna actually use a rocket jump, because it's like way better than using thermal detonators. There you go. That jump is quite tricky. It's either that or waiting for the door to come all the way back up, which is like very, very slow. Okay, so now I call for an elevator, and that's gonna be the end of the level, but the elevator takes a ton of time to come here, so I'm just gonna hide and do a little bit of counting. The reason I'm doing this is because I need to conserve my shields. I'm gonna be using for the next 2 levels. It's like very important to conserve them. Ah yeah, so this is the first part of the game. There's at least for the first 2 bosses. There's a cutscenes you had to watch, unfortunately. They are not skippable as far as I know.
These elements
So we have to just watch them. Now for this guy over here, there's a strat you can do. If he jumps, you have to force him to jump, so you can actually attack him mid-air. And it's way easier for me to fight him in this position. And also because I need to recover my shields, I need shields for this part over here, because it's very important. First of all, open this hatch. I'm gonna use I'm gonna do a rocket jump, which avoids having to use an elevator. I'm gonna go over here and do another one to get to this building. I need to go around the invisible wall though, so it's kinda tricky. Coming up next is the biggest skip of the run. Let's see how it goes. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to place these mines. They are pretty much landmines, and I'm going to kill myself. And what I want to do is that I'm going to launch my body, and I'm hoping it lands in this gray area over here, just like that. The gray area is the end of the level. And as I said before, you can trigger the level even when you are dead. So by doing that, just give it like an entire level. And now you have to wait for the cutscene to end. I guess I'm just gonna take the time to shout outs to Circles, which is another run of this game. Not only he came up with the setup that I just did, he also found very interesting new strats, especially for the bosses. Thanks to him for those findings. It made my life like way easier in some parts. Okay, so this is the longest level in the run, I think. It's called Fuel Station. It can have resemblance to Dark Forces 1. So the reason why this level is like super long is because there's a ton of downtime that we had to do. As you notice here, there's a few civilians that are running around. And I always try to kill them. And the reason because of that is because every time you kill a civilian, you get dark side points.
Flash fried in a second down here.
And this game has an alignment system in which eventually it's going to tell you you unlock the dark side or the light side ending. And in this game, dark side is way faster than light side. It's like around 40 seconds faster. So we want to go dark side in this run. It's like 40 seconds faster, and the dark side powers are pretty useful for some quick kill on the bosses. So we're gonna do exactly that. As you can see, that's like all the time in the waiting you had to do here. That's the reason why this level was super long. But now we are done with that. We can just progress with the game. What I'm going to do now is try to not hit a wall here while going full speed, because you can actually insta-die. I'm gonna kill Stondoshan because I need his concussion rifle. It's gonna be pretty useful for the next level. And here there is more waiting. There's this huge elevator, we had to wait and then go all the way up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Though we can actually start spamming your force jump here to go up. Never mind, I mixed it up. 3, 4. There you go. So the idea is that you start spamming your force speeds, the force jump early. You can actually speed that part up, but I used to like this up, so I didn't gain some time there. Now this is probably one of my favorite levels in the run. There's a bunch of stuff you had to do in a short period of time. And this is why I grabbed this gun, because it's easier to open doors and also to... gonna see. There's this force fields we had to deactivate, and it's way easier when you use this gun because of the AoE. That's a very clean jump. He's on that shortcut. Nice. Instead of taking the elevator, you can just float towards the window. That's the other level. Going to the next boss. And of course, another cutscene. So for this one in particular, it's quite difficult sometimes, but you can get like very unlucky because, of course, you have to kill them both in order to progress. And they can start like doing very silly stuff, so let's hope it doesn't happen. Also, I pick up another force power there, which is Foresight, which allows me to see invisible units. And the little one can go invisible in this game, so it's pretty useful. one is blocking all my attacks.
88's brain is
That's
heavier
quite
than I
slow, but
imagined.
still managed to do it. Alright, so this level, this is another level where you can actually like, skip the main objective and go straight to the end. There's a few jumps we can do here. The first one is this one over here. Yeah. Position and not in there. There you go. This one. It's the green one, they always die. The one that always give me issues. But yeah, doing those jumps just keep having to do the main objective there, which is like moving a bridge to actually unlock the next area. You don't have to do that. And this is the other level. Also the beautiful skybox here. Now, this level can be annoying. First of all, the main objective here that is that you have to destroy these panels in order to unlock the next area. The problem though is that there's a ton of enemies that can actually do a ton of damage, especially in this room over here. But I got lucky there, so I should be fine for the rest of the level. And also I need some shields right at the end because I'm gonna do a few jumps.
I better be careful with blaster fire.
That was unnecessary. was kind of an overkill, the second concussion jump. Yeah, we made it through. That's like way faster than using the elevator. The other right in the elevator. Okay, so this is the level where we actually unlock Darkside by leveling up a Darkside power. And as I said, we're gonna go dark in this game. One of the reasons is because of one force power, which is called Force Throw, which is Force Push. We're gonna use it with this guy over here. And what we're gonna do is this. So first of all, we're gonna do some damage to this other fellow to trigger the next phase. Thank you. And we're gonna go all the way here, where there's a ton of boxes. And we're gonna just throw him boxes. Like that, and he just died immediately. And that's like a quick kill in this game. And this, for this boss. Alright, so we are now in Darkside. As I said before, Darkside is like 40 seconds faster than Lightside. And it's mostly because if you go Darkside, the cutscenes for the next bosses are gone. You won't see them. It's because of plot, and I'm gonna go into details, but pretty much going Darkside skips all the cutscenes. So we have to wait for the ship to get to a certain part to actually activate the end level trigger there. Cool. Now we are in this boss with another strat. So for this guy, we're gonna use Force Line, which is another Darkside power. What we do there is just spam Force Lightning because he cannot deflect those attacks. So you can do like a ton of damage there. Alright, so we are reaching like the end game of the run. And this part is like no many impressive tricks, so to speak. It's like just running around with force speed level 4 and maybe a few rocket jumps. That's like it. The rest is pretty much like self-explanatory, so I'm not gonna go into details. I got a bad cycle there with the wind. this is another level where you skip like the main objective, or you go through a different route. Oh, I got sniped by the turret. Great.
Not getting in that way.
So you're supposed to close these doors in order to remove the air here. But you don't have to do that because you can run against the wind with the combination of force speed and diagonal running. Pretty useful. Jump here, kinda low in health. I got unlucky there, the enemy was right on the window, blocking my jump. Cool. Now this is a very obnoxious level because there is backtracking involved and there's a ton of enemies that you are gonna ignore, and when you have to do the backtracking they're gonna start body blocking you very badly. And in this game in particular, trying to kill the enemies is not that beneficial, and also it makes you lose a ton of time, so you just want to ignore them. But at the same time, for this level, it's quite annoying since you have to go around all these enemies and they can body block you pretty badly. This one over here. Here's another cool trick. This box is not solid. You can actually clip through it. So you can actually... You don't have to wait for the box to go all the way down there. And also I land in that corner to mitigate all my fall damage. Wow, hitboxes dude, what the hell. I know it wasn't gonna work, and I still went for it. Alright, so this is the final level before the final two bosses in the game. I forgot to count my sequencers, so I'm just gonna grab those just in case. So yeah, if you're expecting some kind of lightsaber combat in this run, you will be disappointed because we won't be using lightsaber combat for the final two bosses. We're gonna do something totally different. So this is a puzzle you have to solve, I mean. The puzzles is always the same, so you can just learn it by heart. Too much into it. 1, 2, 3, 4. For the ATST, you're supposed to hit them between the legs and the head. That's like the weak point, but... And now for the bosses. So as I said before, I'm not gonna use like the lightsaber combat, I'm just gonna use explosives. That's way funnier. The gas actually cover it. So yeah. The idea here is you're gonna land stack like A mines. Oh my god, this guy is being super annoying. I had to set A mines in time. The only problem is that I just saw there, this enemy is like super random. He has a different behavior every single time, so it makes for... It's like the only RNG instance in the run, or the big RNG factor in the run. And this is the final boss, and we're not exactly the same. However, we're gonna go to a different place. This one in particular, you had to go over here and try to make this jump. I'm actually good at this game, which apparently not right now. Let me overestimate it. That's stupid. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. There you go. You had to put this guy over here, and that's the time. 31:11. Horrible, horrible. Whatever. I don't mind much about my time. I'm just trying to explain everything. It's